It's often said in the legal system that it's better to let off several men who are guilty than to punish one who is innocent. But on agenda today, we will be speaking and meeting with several people who have spent several years in custody, incarceration, where they were tortured, and even now they're fighting for justice. We'll speak to them in just a bit. First, let's just look at some of their stories.
इसलिए नहीं छोड़ा कि मैं बेगुनाह था। मेरे खिलाफ जो सबूत या जो विटनेस एटीएस मुंबई ने खड़ा था, वो सबूत या वो गवाह कोर्ट में आकर हॉस्टाइल हो गया।
पुलिस टीम कहती है कि भाई इसके पास कोई एविडेंस नहीं है, कुछ नहीं, हम क्या डालें उस पर, तो वो बोलता है कि भाई पुट एनीथिंग ऑन हिम।
9 years since the Mecca Masjid blast killed 14 people in Hyderabad, the men who were falsely detained, accused for the blast and later found to be innocent continue to pay the price. Over 100 men were illegally detained. One among the many was Shoaib Jagidar. Shoaib was picked up from Jalna in May 2007. Police wanted him to confess he had links to the Mecca Masjid blasts, but when he refused, he was subjected to brutal torture.
इतना मारते थे कि बेहोश हो जाए और होश में लाने के लिए करंट शॉक देते थे प्राइवेट पार्ट्स पे।
He was given a clean chit in July 2014, but the damage was already done. His father's kerosene dealership was cancelled and family ostracized. Muhammad Amir's social skills and calm demeanor help him hide his internal turmoil and pain.
18 साल मुझको हो चुके हैं उस हालात से गुजरे। मेरा आज भी इलाज चल रहा है और मैं रात को रोते हुए उठ जाता हूँ और चीख कर उठता हूँ।
Only 18 at the time, Amir was charged with terrorism and waging a war against his country. He was accused of masterminding the 1996-97 blasts. He was eventually acquitted, but after losing 14 years to jail. These men have now formed a body called the Innocence Network that demands compensation and rehabilitation along with action against those that wrongly framed them.
Scheme for compensation, rehabilitation could be devised. It's possible because the making of the law may take years together. Guilty officers should not be spared.
These men were denied an opportunity to prove their innocence. They now demand rehabilitation and compensation that can help with social inclusion. They do want to forget their past, but with scars so deep, their fight for dignity is still on. With camera person Sheikh Momin, Snigdha Basu, NDTV. All of these men are from various parts of the country, from various well-known cases like the Mecca Masjid case, the 7/11 case. They were implicated in that, and now they're here to talk about why is it that after so many years, they're still fighting for justice. We also have former Delhi Police Commissioner B.K. Gupta, who was also heading Tihar jail for several years. He was also in charge and overall in charge as Police Commissioner of the special cell, which a lot of these men have complaints against. So we're going to hear from him the other side. Is it the police at fault, or are there intrinsic problems with our legal system that have made so many of these men suffer and their families suffer in silence? Let's just start it up now and really ask, our first talking point really is, Wahid, if you can start with that, what is the Innocence Network and what does it aim to do?
We have created this Innocence Network. First was launched in Mumbai on 10th July 2016. And the main object of this Innocence Network is to bring all the innocent persons together and to fight against the injustice we have faced, to demand for compensation, rehabilitation, and most importantly, those persons who are behind the bar still, either they are convicted or under trial, to fight to release them as well. And this is the second program we have launched today, yesterday in Delhi, and we will fight this at the end until and unless we release all those persons, those behind the bars still today.
If you would like to say, you were part of the Mecca Masjid case. You spent about 4 months in incarceration. I've gone through, Justice A.P. Shah has come out and backed the movement that is there. After spending, how do you think the court has acquitted? Many would say that's fine, that what happened to you was totally wrong. But is there a process? You want compensation for it. What is the kind of compensation that you're looking at?
Actually, compensation can't fulfill all the wounds which we had. And the main thing is that the falsely fabricated matters, those people are to be convicted who had made false allegations on us. The first priority is that. And beyond that, the people, it's not only the 4 months which I had spent in jail, but when I came out of jail, there was a conditional bail not to leave Hyderabad. I am residing in Maharashtra. And that was much, much more difficult than spending in jail. How to eat, how to earn, and what to do. And moreover, which were highlighted much, and no one was willing to speak to us, no one was willing to stay with us. So how can a person survive? In this same process, one of the Abdul Razak had hanged himself by the torture of police and people and was puzzled due to all these things.
How do you respond to the fact that he's saying that it was the police who treated them badly in custody, they were tortured, many of them, we'll hear the individual stories, but how what is it, are there places, because in various cases, where especially in the Mecca Masjid blast case, there was a commission of inquiry which saw that how the police treated, even in the 7/11 case, there was another commission of inquiry which looked at how the investigators got confessional statements by using third-degree torture methods. Is this something that is still happening, sir?
No, Sunitra, let me tell you, that wherever these say innocent people are subjected to third-degree torture or the fake encounters happen, you are aware. Almost in all cases, policemen have been arrested or convicted, and they have faced trial also. So these torture incidents, now these are the things of the past. In say present times, I don't think the police are indulging in any kind of these practices that they are subjecting detainees to torture or third-degree methods. I can't tell you the cases which happened in 2003-4, but all cases you see, the policemen have really faced long-standing trial. They have faced incarceration in the prison, and then in certain cases they have come out on bail,
Okay.
or otherwise they are facing the judicial trial.
You talk about, I think that may have, the only perhaps the case that we know of where policemen faced, they went to jail was the Rathi case in the CP encounter.
No, not Rathi cases. Number of cases. There was an encounter in Dehradun, I think somewhere in Uttarakhand or UP. Those policemen were arrested. Now, in last couple of years.
But sir, is that different in terror cases? Because I just wanted to point out, you are saying that they were, in the Mecca Masjid case, there was a report which looked at the excesses by police officers. They indicted police officers, and yet the police officers were promoted. The report said there are telltale signs of bodily abuse, obviously not self-inflicted, on the incarcerated youth, including that of visibly traumatized, they vomited blood. That's what happened to the police, and yet the report says that none of the policemen were indicted or punished for that.
I don't think. I have had at Tihar jail also for 4 years, and also as the police commissioner for almost 2 years. I have not come across any cases where the policemen have been indicted and they have been let off.
Okay.
So they have all faced either inquiries or if cases were registered against them, they have faced trial, and all trials were taken to logical conclusion. Either they were convicted or they are still facing trial.
Mr. Jagrata, what was it that why is it in your case, even though there was a report indicting the police officers, that they weren't punished? Have they been punished now? This is a 2007 case.
Not yet, nor even an inquiry is conducted. And even when I was produced before the magistrate at first, I had given a complaint of torture, and all the details were given in it, and illegal custody also. No action yet had been taken for such thing.
I want to just bring in Dr. Farid Makhdoumi, who is, of course, one of the people who's been now discharged in the 2006 Malegaon case. What is the kind of excess that you face, which you are now fighting against?
In 2006, 4 bomb explosions occurred in Malegaon. To protect the actual culprits, we innocents were implicated by the ATS Mumbai. On the protest of public and public representative, the case was transferred to the CBI. and the CBI has now done proper investigation up to 5 years. When I start my argument for discharge before the trial court, in my argument I prove my innocence before the court. When my innocence was proved before the court, the prosecutor has saying that it is the initial stage of the case, and at the initial stage of the case, the court cannot meticulously judge the truth and veracity of the case. I have spent 5 years inside the jail, and the prosecutor is saying it is the initial stage of the case. Then CBI has disclosed the confessional statement of Swami Asimanand in Mecca Masjid Bomb blast case, which was recorded by the Judicial Magistrate of Delhi.